another Valentine production. This is the remix.
Warning, this show is not for the serious or sensitive individual. I repeat, this show is not for the sensitive or serious individual.
In other words, if you sensitive, do you a favor, definitely do me a favor, and get the fuck from around here, player. Yeah.
There goes the neighbor. There goes the neighborhood. There goes the neighbor. There goes the neighborhood.
Yes, y'all. Welcome y'all to another episode of There Goes the Neighborhood. I am your host, Dom G. And man, listen here. You know, I got my guy here with me today. People, I haven't been this excited to do a show. And I can just go on for days about this man here, man. Like when I say you know, a lot of you have heard me speak about him on the show, and I speak about him because it's when you this man is a legend, beyond a legend. There's legends, and then there's beyond a legend, and he is beyond a legend. He When I first met him years back, I met him not knowing who this gentleman was, and I would have never known that this man had accomplished so many things in life. And when I say so many, I mean, you can't even begin to imagine. You have to look him up because we don't even have time on this show to be able to go into all his accolades. This man is amazing. And I would have never known that unless I started to look into it all. And he's such a humble, amazing individual. And you know, he actually just never he didn't know me from a hole in the wall, and he would speak with me, and we would have conversations, and we started to hang out. I would go out to Resorts World. He would be there having his Friday nights, and you know, just man, like I said, I can't continue. I could continue to preach about the man, but you know, I'll let you guys meet him and understand how amazing this man truly is. And just want to say what's up to a lot of people real quick. Diane, I see you out there. D, Adanya, Athena, thank you. Venus, Los in the building, I see you. Lizzie, Liz, Melissa Bonilla, what's up? Jenny, I see you. Jen, what's up, darling? GA in the building. George, amazing song, brother. Love it. Vera, Lady Energy. People, we could go on and on and on, but you guys know we got to get started. Barbie, what's up? But before we go into it, I just I saw a video on his YouTube, and I needed to play this so you guys could get a feeling of exactly who this man is and understand what I'm speaking about. And what I'm saying is, when I say beyond the legend, I'm not exaggerating at all.
You and I go back many years. You, as a kid, when you were in high school, you and Taboo and Fergie, used to listen to me on Kiss FM, and these guys used to call and make requests and
Not
actually
only that,
rhyme on the air.
On the air, yeah. It was your show. Wait for like hours, trying to get through. Like, I couldn't get through today. Call up again. Put it in.
Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Radio personalities. He's also the host of the new CBS teen show Flip. From Kiss FM in Los Angeles, the unpredictable Sean Hollywood Hamilton.
Listen, let me bring Hollywood out, because I know right now he must be like, let's get this rocking and rolling. But that explains it all, people. Without further ado, let me welcome the man himself, a man I look up to, and I'm so honored to be able to have this guy as a friend, Mr. Hollywood Hamilton.
Come on now. What's up?
What's up, brother? How
Hey,
is
dude, last time I saw you, we were hanging out in Queens at Resorts World right before COVID.
Yeah, it was right before COVID, man. Right
Yeah.
before COVID destroyed everything, man. First, let me I just want to say, brother, I appreciate this so much. You know, it's like I said, everyone on here could let you know. I speak about you often, and it's not even about your accomplishments, it's about the man that you are. And
But dude,
I
I can't.
appreciate that.
Hey, Dom. First of all, I can't thank you enough for having me on to pimp War of the Roses and everything. I can't thank you enough. Right now, I'm on the 15 freeway between Los Angeles and Vegas. I'm on my way to Vegas. That's where I'm originally from to be with my family for the holidays. And
Awesome.
I pulled over on the side thinking I had another hour.
Did you really? See,
Yeah,
I thought you was joking. I'm like, I already know you. That's why I was like, I know how you are with the jokes.
No, dude. I thought it was. I forgot it was Pacific Standard Time. I thought it was Mountain Standard Time at the time,
Okay.
and I'm sitting there going, "Oh my god!" So I'm pulled over on the side of the 15 freeway right now.
Oh man. Well, you're in the safe spot.
Yeah, no, all good, all lovely. Everything's
All right.
lovely.
All right, awesome, brother, awesome, man. So yeah, man. Like again, man. You know, like I've spoken, like I spoke about earlier. You know, I had no idea of all your accomplishments, brother, and I'm like, I can't even begin to wrap my head on the accomplishments that you've had in your life, man, and the effect that you had on me. You know, you remember when we would be at resorts. You know,
Well, my
when
wife introduced me to you.
yeah, Marina. I remember.
Yeah,
I remember that. And I remember.
I said, "Who's this guy over here?"
No, you know,
What's going on over here?
You remember? Yeah, and I said that story before, right? Because it's funny. I remember I was with. I forgot what concert we were at. We were at a concert in one of the concerts that were going on there, and I was next to Marina. I think it was a freestyle concert. Yeah,
yeah.
And I was next to Marina the whole time by like in the front by the stage. But like, you know, I was just being respectful. You know, I'm not that type of guy to try to talk to a woman that's next to me or whatever.
No.
And me and her were just talking, and we're like, "Oh, enjoying the show." And then I remember we go back, and then you're there, and you're like, "Dom, you're talking to my wife?" And I'm like, no. And I remember Marina's like, no. He was a gentleman.
Yeah.
And,
well, good. Hey, dude, great seeing you again. Great seeing you again. Thanks again for having me.
Same here, brother. Same here, man. So let's get to this. War of the Roses is coming back. Wow, man. When I see the craziness of what that show was, I mean, but in the best way possible. And I guess obviously you have some stories to take it the other way as well. But
yeah.
If you would love to break down that show for the people and allow them to understand.
Yeah, no, the insanity. You know, I've been doing radio for. I brought Z100 on the air in 1983, and I go back to 1979 when radio was, you know, radio. Wow. And I have, in all the 45, 46, 47 years I've been on radio, I've never seen something so gripping, so powerful that people just took to immediately. The stories are insanity. Very dangerous show to do. What happened was a lot of people, I mean, I constantly get, what happened to War of the Roses? Why did you quit? And basically, you know, COVID came on strong. At the time when COVID came on strong, nobody knew how far COVID was going to go. Everybody thought maybe 3, 4, 5 months, maybe. And iHeartRadio is our company. iHeart told us all to go home and work from our home studios. And a month goes by, and I just get in an RV and I hit the road. But before that, what happened was COVID went past a month, and we ran out of recorded War of the Roses, and we couldn't continue with it. So we had to cancel it because the logistics of doing such a bit, because it's multiple people involved. You're trying to catch people cheating. It's just too much logistically to do remotely. So also at the time we had 3 death threats. We had people waiting down. We had 2 lawsuits. It was just getting to be too much. And we finally said, let's cancel it. And it's just now up until January 3rd, we're going to bring it back. So,
that's amazing, man. Well, you know, because I haven't even seen you since you got inducted to the Hall of Fame. So, I mean, congratulations. 2019, you got inducted, right?
Yeah, right before COVID was inducted into that. They ran out of people to give it to. I guess I was the last. It was me.
Not at all,
It was
man.
it was the same day that it was me and Ryan Seacrest got it together on the same stage, and was that was an honor, and yeah,
I
pretty crazy.
well deserved. And I was reading up. It's funny because I was seeing that your parents were into the entertainment business,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And you received your name Hollywood from at 9 years old by a female dancer that was walking by, and you were in a little tux or something, and she looked at
yeah,
you and
yeah.
said, "Little Hollywood."
Well, like I said, I'm from Las Vegas. My dad was the first one to bring burlesque. You know, the showgirls with the
Oh,
feathers.
really? Really?
In the 50s, my dad was the first one to bring burlesque to Las Vegas. And as a little boy, I sat on the stool backstage and watched naked women. My mom had no idea. Naked women were coming in and off the stage all night long, and we'd always be there in our little tuxedos. And one of them came up to me and goes, "Look at you in that little tuxedo. You look like Little Hollywood." And my brother says, "Are you going to keep that, or do I get that?" And because the dancer actually said it to my brother, and I says, "If you don't mind, I'll take it." And
so pretty much you had the most amazing father the man could ask for. There's, you can't beat that.
It was pretty crazy because he was also a professional gambler, and I'm writing a book about the whole thing as a kid growing up in Las Vegas in those days, and the craziness that surrounds gambling and showgirls and everything. So
I can only imagine. Just want to give a quick shout out to DJ Blazer One. I see you, brother. What's up? He just said as long as
I know. Of course, I know Blaze. I know who he is.
Yeah, Blaze said as long as you're not in the desert, you're okay. Dream girl Cynthia, what's up, baby girl?
Yep.
Mr. Richie Rosario, I see you too. What's up, brother? But so I was reading on that, and so you pretty much started as were you 19? How old were you? Like 17 when you started your own little radio?
I was 17 years old and I quit high school to start my own little radio station, which was an illegal. The movie Pump Up the Volume with Christian Slater was based on my life. Well, partially based on my life. Of course, they rewrote half the thing, but that movie's back. I think that's a 1991 or 90 movie. 17, I started an illegal pirate radio station on the radio, on the AM frequency, and FCC caught me, shut me down 3 months later. But during those 3 months is how I got my first real job on the radio.
Wow, that's amazing, man. Like I
said,
they
FCC ordered a cease and desist to my parents, and my parents didn't even know what was going on. It was down in the garage of my home, and they go, "Is there a radio station on in this house? What the fuck is going on here?" And no, Mom, no, Dad, And the FCC, the government says there's an illegal pirate radio station going on in this home. So they come in and they looked in the closet, in the back, in the garage, and it was an old radio station that I put together with a friend of mine that knew all about doing that, because I have no idea how to engineer something like that. But that's how I got into radio.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
You have a fan here. Please shout me out, Hollywood Hamilton. Love you, Jaden Adonis Diaz.
Yes, of course, no doubt, Jaden. No doubt.
Shout out to all of you that are out there hanging out with us, without a doubt.
Last show I saw of yours was with Cynthia. Cynthia was on.
Yeah, I sent it a few weeks ago. So such an awesome woman, amazing woman. And she's actually in here right now. She's listening.
Oh, great, excellent, good, man. I love her.
Yes, her energy is one of a kind by far.
Hey, what do you think of this lighting, man? Huh? This is professional.
That looks like some professional lighting right there.
That's what it's all about, right there. Yeah.
So I hear that. I mean, I can only imagine the stories that you have, right? We can be here for days telling stories that you've gone through. But what is this story about you receiving $250,000 from a listener that passed away?
I felt bad. The poor woman, she died of breast cancer, and she was a listener of mine for many years. And she went from, just as I skipped around New York City radio, she was just, didn't know her, never met her in my life. And she listened to me for years. and she suddenly died of breast cancer. And all of a sudden, I get this holographic will in the mail for $250,000 in cash and assets, and she willed it to me, and I immediately said, okay, well, in her name, let's donate the entire thing. I'll sell everything. It was a car. It was all kinds of furniture. It was crazy stuff. And then there was $110,000 in cash. And I go, let's donate it all to the American Breast Cancer Foundation. And she was, sadly, what we found out after doing the investigation, she was she had mental illness, and her parents and her family disowned her for years. Let her go, disowned her for years. And I go, well, okay, holographic will. I got to go to the attorney and I got to make this right now and do the right thing. They came back into the picture for the money. And because it was a holographic will, they won the lawsuit and they got all the money from this poor woman, where it didn't even talk to the family for years, and they got all the money. And they probably kept it. And I was going to donate the whole thing. And I felt bad, sad, just sad.
Man, that's terrible, man.
Yeah, just crazy. Just I just it's just a heartwarming story for me. Somebody that did something like that. That's ridiculous. But in those days, radio was really something. In those days, there was no internet. There was no cell phones. There was no, podcasting. There was no satellite radio. To get your musical form of entertainment back in those days, you had one source, and that one source was radio. So we meant a lot of things to a lot of people, and I'm glad I got to live through that era of radio.
It's like, how was that? How was it like adjusting to when you think about those times on, radio just controlled everything, right? You can start anything that you wanted. If you was on radio, you can
back in those days, radio was not as big as the artists, but radio personalities and DJs were just massively huge, like I said, because there was no other form of entertainment. That's all you had was your DJ on the radio. And as the years progressed and technology formed and cable came in, and then let me fast forward to satellite radio, and then what you're doing now, you have to jump and you have to move with the times. And there's so many old personalities that couldn't move with the times, and they fell away to the wayside. And what I did is just basically hired a lot of young people around me to help me seg all these years to the next generation of communication. And that's what I did.
Is it a difficult process to make that change?
It wasn't difficult for me because I love technology.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I love technology. So it wasn't difficult for me at all. And it was kind of a challenge going from, what was it? I mean, after radio, after AM, then there was FM. Then after FM, there was cable. And then after that, God, many years went by, and then there was satellite radio. Dick Clark and I were the first two people to put satellite radio on live from Disneyland every Sunday. And that was when, I forgot what year that was, but yeah, then satellite, and then internet streaming. And then now streaming's a big deal, and podcasts, and everybody's got a podcast. I love it. I love it.
So it's safe to say you stood ahead of the curve, and you would kind
of always. Yeah, I had to. Yeah. And because Marina would leave me immediately.
Please send Marina my love.
I will.
Please do.
I will.
And you got to let me know when you come back out here again, so we can link up for sure, man.
100%.
Miss those days, man. I heard it's not the same there. I heard it's not the same.
Yeah. Oh, you mean you're talking about Resorts World?
Yeah.
I mean, Angela Ghazi did an amazing job with all the freestyle acts. We had such an amazing time with those freestyle acts every Friday night on my night there, and I had the opportunity of working with every major freestyle act in the world, and old, it's just amazing. Old dance acts, going back to the 70s. Angela had everybody on that stage. It was such a great. It was so cool.
The New Year's Eve parties, those were some good times.
Yeah, those were dope. No doubt.
We got really nice on New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
That was good. So being, again, I mean, you've interviewed the world, you've interviewed everyone. Was there you're starting so young and then you're getting into it. Has there ever been a moment that you were just like, wow, I'm interviewing this person right now? Like,
Probably Michael Jackson.
see,
Michael
and that
Jackson.
would have been my
That right there, and I go, look at this guy. He's right in front of me, and
like how was that? I have to,
I don't.
Michael was
I
my
got to be
favorite
honest with you.
entertainer.
I walked out of the interview. Don't even remember what I said to him. I don't. Plus he was super sweet, super quiet, and I couldn't even. What'd you say? What'd you say again? What was that? And that was pretty cool. That was probably
that had to be dope.
Working with Madonna and working with all the also the acts in the early '80s where it was something else, and then all the acts up until now.
Well, you helped pretty much break Madonna, U2, right?
Yeah.
Prince.
Yeah, Z100.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Z100 1983. We signed Z100 on the air in 1983, and we soared. Scott Shannon and all of us soared to number one in 73 days. And after we soared to number one, that's when we just started inventing these stars from Prince to like U2, like you mentioned, Madonna. And I think I was either the first or second interview Madonna ever did on Z100. All these acts for the first time, of course, they would come to New York City and want to be on Z100, obviously, back in the day. And I had the opportunity of doing nights then. And then, and
I mean, listen, how many people can say they bungee jump with Luke Perry? I mean, you were with the 90210 people. Like, they were bigger than life when that show came out. Like,
that was great. That was good. I was back in the day when that show was running hard. We had him on the show all the time and stuff. And just Rolling Stones, all kinds of. This first time I ever did coke was with Rod Stewart. Passed out. I passed out before the even interview. And I'm not a coke guy. I'm not a coke guy or anything. And it was the first time ever. I think it was the last maybe, but I couldn't. He says, mate, I've got to go and get on stage. You're a little fucked up right now. I'll be back. And he never came back. After the show, he got right in the tour bus. He was gone.
Oh, shit, man. So someone said, I'm not surprised, Rod. Maria, what's up, Maria?
I'm not surprised.
There goes the Dream Girl. Amazing memories to last a lifetime.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's
with her, too. Bringing her out on stage, and KTU working with Cynthia and Coro and TKA and Judy Torres, and against Cynthia and everybody. We worked with back in those days, working with all these artists on Freestyle, that wave. And what's funny is that wave is still going.
They still
it's still going.
But they still need the radio lane. There's no more radio lane for Freestyle. That's the part that hurts.
Judy has been fighting, because Judy's a radio personality on KTU, and Judy's been fighting with programming. I think we're gonna hopefully bring something back after the first of the year, and because remember she had the Sunday nights on KTU, so that was dope. That was great. I used to love listening to all the Freestyle artists.
We talk about that because there's a big freestyle base here, and we talk about it all the time. It's back then when it was Hot 103, and Hot 103 would play freestyle music, and it was just the stations were all playing it, and it was a great time. I'm glad I got to be able to live in that era and enjoy it. And get that going.
I always wondered why freestyle. And maybe you know this question a little bit more than I do. Why freestyle didn't conform with the new sound of today and just put a twist on it? What's can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I've asked the same exact question, and that's the argument that I always have with people. When you hear the new music of freestyle, they're still keeping the same sound from the 80s.
Right.
And it's like you don't hear any other genre that keeps that same sound. Everyone evolves, right? Everyone's is just changing.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's the success of still keeping on today. You know what I mean? Maybe that's why it's still so powerful, because they didn't change it up, and maybe they kept it real, and you know what I mean?
I mean, the great music was the great music, right? So we all vibe on that, the old school. But in order to bring it back, I still feel it has to be some kind of change. They need a little change because again, you're not gonna you're not gonna come and bring MC Hammer and tell him to rhyme new school. It's just it's not gonna happen.
MC Hammer, great guy. He was a great guy.
Listen, there's nobody here I can name that you're not gonna have a story about. It's just that's like a mind blowing to me. Like there's no one literally I can name. I think that
I still got the parachute pants he gave me. I still got them. My wife goes, when are you going to throw these?
You're breaking up, brother. There you go. You're coming back. Cynthia's doing a freestyle cruise in February, and they do have a 80s night. So I might need, if you don't mind, if you could let me borrow those MC Hammer pants. I would love to wear them for 80s night, man.
Well, they might be a little tight on you because I'm a little tiny guy. What am I? I'm 5'5", soaking wet, 135 pounds, man.
No, you're taller than 5'5". Get out of here. That's okay. We'll make it work.
Dude, I can't tell you how happy I am about War of the Roses coming back January 3rd. This is gonna be pure insanity. We got our security in order. Security is intact. We got a brand new building, better exit strategies. Because the War of the Roses created so much drama for both Marie and I. Marie just couldn't take it any longer with coming out, and people would be waiting like, are you Marie? You ruined my life, and we would get a lot of that. And a lot of people that don't realize that with War of the Roses, people, when they get caught, are given an incentive in order to sign the actual document and agreement for us to air the call.
Okay.
So they'll take concert tickets, they'll take football, basketball, they'll take all kinds of event tickets, they'll take money, they'll take merchandise in order for us to air the call. And then after that, after they're caught, they have to sign the agreement, the very detailed by 3 different iHeart attorneys, sign the affidavit, sign the agreement, the deal. And after all that, they still come after us, and they want to sue us, and they want to kill us, and they want the death threats. And it got to be a little out of control, and it was good to have this rest. And but we're going to be back better than ever.
So pretty much all I got to do now is just grab me a girlfriend and cheat on her, and I can make a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
I could be on the next season.
Hey, tell me what you. Well, first of all, I know that ain't you. I know that.
Yeah.
But football tickets. We had to pay all kinds of merchandise and stuff in order to get these calls to be aired on the that afternoon on the show.
I took a video that I saw from, I think it was a few years back, 2017, if I'm not mistaken, of a lady that came into an apartment and started rampaging the room. And it was from a call. I guess she did a video to it.
Right. A lot of these calls come with videos. Yeah. The first one that premieres January 3rd comes with a video. This woman just got married to her husband. It was the day of the wedding, and she was caught. Somebody captured her in a bathroom stall in the park where they were taking wedding pictures, screwing one of the groomsmen. And a week video was sent to the new groom, the husband, and we got her on the phone. It was mayhem. It was absolute mayhem. And a lot of them come with videos. Yeah.
Wow. So with that said, would you mind if I just play that little clip of the video that
I don't even know what you're talking about. Go ahead.
Well, I'll play it quick if you can let me know.
Sure.
Soirée poker entre amis, mon coco. MacBook, mon coco. Moi. Voilà.
Yeah, I remember that one. She was I remember that one. She was, I think, from Paris or something, and she was a mail order bride, I think it was. And it brought her over to America and ended up cheating on her. And that's what she did to his apartment.
The PlayStation hurt me the most. I looked at the PlayStation. I said, that hurt. Ooh, that hurt.
Yeah.
So, like, how when you go about with these events that happen on the show, like, again, obviously the dangers are there, right? Because people could lose their minds. But when how do you even begin to get the people that to come on? Like, is it just like someone that's looking to find out if their partners cheat, or?
Yeah, first what happens first is the cheatee or the cheatee calls us up. First of all, the stories are submitted to KTU.com. We go through hundreds of these stories, believe it or not, and these stories are from all over the country. In fact, some of them are from different parts of the world. And the cheatee sends the letter, email to us, detailing on the predicament that they're in for their husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend, it, they, them, something, whatever the deal is. And we take the cheatee, and then we call the cheater while she's on the phone. She's listening on the phone live at the same time as we call the cheater, and we offer the cheater a dozen red roses. We're calling from redroses.com. And what happens is there's where the mayhem goes off, because 5 times out of 10, the cheater is going to send the roses to somebody else. And and then there's a long story that's drawn out from Marie, my co-host. And by the time the cheatee says, "What's up? I'm on the phone," she's already spilled her entire guts out over the phone. Live. So this has happened live on the air. It's no, excuse me. We record these at 4:00 in the afternoon, and then we have all day to get our attorneys to convince them to allow us to air it. And you would be surprised how many people take the incentive in order to let their lives go just to go see the Nets play.
Oh my God.
Or the Jets or the Giants. Surprised. And women the same way. It's 50-50 down the middle. And out of 10 calls that we do, every 10 calls, there are 3 or 4 people that obviously know who we are, and we immediately have to say, okay, well, that's not going to work. We go to the next call. That story's not going to work. We go to the next call. They knew who we are. We go to and then we finally get one. So every day we go through anywhere from 4 to 6 calls a day to get the one for the afternoon at 5:40.
Holy cow. Leo George said, did Hollywood meet anybody in person from the show afterwards?
All the time. I mean, it became a real problem. There are maybe in the last 10, 15 years of us doing War of the Roses before we had to shut it down. I mean, we must have had, I don't want to say a dozen. I'd probably say maybe 8, 9 people that showed up at the front of the building. And we're in a brand new building now, so better security. And that was down in Tribeca. So yeah, all the time. And then the death threats were pretty, they were bad because they were very graphic. And Marie had a lot of problems with it because she's new to radio and she's never dealt with threats like this. And, and then the lawsuits were insane as well. After they signed the affidavit, they think they can still come after us. And
I was going to ask that. I mean, are they able to do anything even though that they signed the affidavit?
No, we never lost a lawsuit. But the problem is it's time consuming, it's grueling, and it's monetarily, for iHeart to keep dealing with all these lawsuits, it's a pain in the ass. And leading up to COVID, we were into 2 or 3 lawsuits leading into COVID. So we left with 2 or 3 different lawsuits from people. One from a woman said we ruined her life, but yet she was sleeping with everyone in town. I don't understand. I think that, I know, because she was married to a wealthy man, and that's how we ruined her life. And it just, crazy.
Didn't happen to be the penis that was slipping into you. That didn't bother. that didn't bother you. Wasn't that?
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't that part. I also read, I mean, going off the subject a little bit, you flew with the Blue Angels. How was that experience, man?
That was about 11, 12 years ago. They gave me a chance to blue out of Coronado and San Diego, and that was pretty cool going. I think it was Mach 3 inverted. It was inverted with the pilot at Mach 3, or inverted, of course, upside down.
Holy
maybe 50, 60 feet from the ocean surface.
Oh,
and like that, like this.
Did you lose your mind?
and then he turns, and it was like a Magic Mountain type gig where as he turns, he goes straight up.
Oh my God.
Seconds, you look down, and all of a sudden the clouds. I mean, we were just on the ocean floor, or excuse me, the top of the ocean right there, 50, 60 feet above the ocean top there, the waves. And all of a sudden, 30 seconds later, we're above the clouds. It was quite an experience.
Oh my God.
You get to do it once. They allow people to do it once. They pick actors, radio personalities. They pick different people in the television business, and you get to do it once in your lifetime. You don't ever get to do it again.
Holy shit. That has to be a hell of it. So I'm gonna assume that was way more. I mean, I've done the bungee jumping before. Is that a little way crazier than bungee jumping?
It's crazy in a different way because of the acceleration. Bungee jumping is you're free falling, and you're losing your stomach. It's like, but yeah, no, totally different because you're taking in G's, and it took a week to train with them to be able to handle the G force and stuff like that. And it was fun.
Wow.
A lot of love to Tom Cruise. Much love to Tom Cruise.
Yeah, and I heard he did a lot of the stunts himself on the new Top Gun movie.
Yeah, that's all. He'll never let anybody else do a lot of that close-up stuff. He does everything. There's a Tom Cruise today posted a video, a Happy Holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah video today of him jumping out of a plane as he's filming Mission Impossible. I don't know what it is now, 18, and he's looking at the and giving a greeting as he's free falling, as he's actually free falling.
Yeah,
in the air. It's just he's nuts.
It's fair to say he's definitely making sure he experiences every human feeling possible.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Without a doubt. So during the COVID, you have got a RV with Marina, and you guys just kind of were gone. Went across the country a few times. Huh?
The company didn't know we did it because after a month of us sitting in our Jersey City apartment, a month goes by. We're broadcasting from our home studio. All the DJs had to do that. And a month goes by, and Marina and I look at each other. I bet you we can get away if I do proper planning and proper prep work. I bet you I can get away with getting an RV and traveling across the country during COVID and broadcast every day on the radio, and nobody will know it. So it was completely strictly against the rules for iHeart to allow anybody to do that because they thought any day we were going to go back to work. So Marina and I, in 2 years in that RV, went back and forth across the country twice, broadcasting during COVID in a little RV studio, and nobody never told the listeners, never told my bosses. They found out after 7 months, but never, because I didn't want anybody to know that I kind of bounced, because that wouldn't have been a good look. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. But I did the proper prep where it sounded like I was there because I knew everything, every inch of the city. That was anything that was going on, Queens, Bronx, Staten Island, Brooklyn. I would know everything that's happening in the city to make it sound like I actually was still living in the city.
That's insane. What was like what was some of the dopest moments during those RV cruises?
One tornado, a lot of windstorms.
Really?
Just being able to see America. And I knew if I asked my bosses, they wouldn't allow me to do it. So, fuck it. I mean, you get an opportunity to do something like that. I mean, we just did it. It's just an opportunity to be able to, be on the radio every day from 3 to 7, but yet be able to travel like that in an RV. And what the scariest thing about broadcasting an RV and nobody knowing it is the fact that every day you had to find internet.
I was just gonna ask that, like, how were you
You
able
have
to
to
find the
find,
internet spots?
yeah, you have to find. If you can't find internet, you got to find Wi-Fi. You have to find some sort of internet. And sometimes it would take hours to upload because we would be in these little hick towns and uploading a gig of music and voice tracks, and we would be always flying by the seat of our pants. And because if I got caught, I'd probably be fired. But
Mm-mm.
you know, but it was all lovely. It was good, and I've blessed I had the opportunity to do something like that.
That's
How did you
yeah, I
know that?
mean, huh?
How did you know that, by the way?
Listen, it's research. It's called research, and
But yeah, but
sometimes you get help.
all right, because I put that was nowhere. Yeah.
It's all about doing some research. That's all, Try to got people that owe me favors. That's
You
all.
know what? You had to do what you had to do in COVID. Nobody saw 2 years coming. Nobody
Yeah.
saw it.
Not
You
at
know what
all. Not at all. That was. I mean, to this day, you're still seeing COVID become an issue at times. It's
Yeah,
like, oh my goodness, like I'm done with it. I'm done.
exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't. I don't think that it's ever going to go back to being the same, though. I just truly don't feel like it'll ever go back. But
Yeah, different. Something's different. And you know, you just be always be prepared. I always say it's better to be prepared and not need it, and need it not be prepared. I'm a prepper. My wife and I don't talk about this much, but my wife and I, we are preppers, and the best advice I can give anybody listening to this show right now is to always be prepared for the next event, and there will always be a next event, always.
yes,
So
absolutely. Always.
we learned that during Sandy,
Mhm.
living in Jersey City, and the fighting that was going on in our apartment lobby for a power. People were actually fighting and kicking each other's ass for a power strip to get on the phone. And our showers were off in Jersey City. I think it was 11 days during Sandy, and that's when we learned that always be prepared.
Yeah, I've never seen someone getting a tree. Well, no, I'm not gonna say tree, but wood delivered by helicopter to where you're at. I saw your video when you posted. I said, "Wow, yeah, he's getting ready for something."
Well,
I said, but why not? If you could do it, why not do it? So I know you said Michael Jackson was one of the all moments for you. What would can you? I know you have a ton, but what would be one of the funniest interviews that you've ever done?
funniest, I know some of the worst interviews I've ever done is, and I don't,
Love to hear that too.
which was funny. Justin Timberlake with his one word answers and his, just the guy was not fun to interview. That was probably Eminem. I just couldn't work with a couple times. Eminem comes in the studio and he's very, 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 very difficult to interview.
Mm,
And we got in a fight and he stormed out of the building. And then 50 Cent immediately told the record company, I'll never do the show again with
yeah.
Hollywood. And Eminem started it. Adam Levine, great interview, but Adam Levine is, it's Adam Levine.
Little full of himself.
Oh, Jesus Lord. Great interview. Great
Yeah.
interview. The nicest people, Enrique Iglesias, probably one of the nicest. He's such a giver. Enrique Iglesias, always in a good mood, always a giver. Lady Gaga, very much an intellect, and articulates everything perfectly. And Lady Gaga is always a good time to be with. Bruno Mars is a gentleman and a half, and I love. See, that's the difference between egos. Bruno Mars, biggest ego in the business, but so much fun to be around because it's fun to be with that type of ego. Some of these other people that I've previously mentioned, the egos, they're just not fun to be around because they're not givers. They don't like to talk, they don't like to communicate.
Gotcha.
And if you go, you'll be able to find good interviews of Eminem and Justin Timberlake online. There's no doubt about it. I probably had some bad days with them, but that happens. Ariana Grande, just amazing person. Mariah Carey, she's although a pain in the ass, such a sweetheart. Just such a sweetheart to be around, and very demanding. But that's what we come to know and love from Mariah Carey. I love her for that. Did that answer your question?
Listen, like I said, we could stay here days breaking down how many people you've spoken to in your career. It's just like I said, you're my role model, brother, and I look up to you, and I try to, if I could emulate you and carry myself the way you have carried yourself. Like I said,
Dom,
to me,
again, I just appreciate those words. I really do, and thank you so much, Dom. I really do appreciate those. That's very cool of you to say.
no, but
And again, please keep in mind the opinions of Hollywood Hamilton are not necessarily the opinions of the management and staff of iHeartRadio.
Yeah, and listen, it is what it is, right? You've been in long enough, and we all have our rights to feel how we feel, and like you said, sometimes we just have good days and we have bad days, right? And that's fair for everyone to be able to have good days and bad days. It's just the
A
way
lot
it
of the
goes in
artists
life.
that come in are just like you and me, obviously, just like me and you, and
Mhm.
you and I, and they come in and they're in bad moods as well, and they're not having a good day, and they bring it in with them, and Eminem comes in and brings it in,
Well,
and that's what we get sometimes, and that's
I've seen a couple of interviews with Eminem where he was kind of,
one word
giving the
answers.
guy a very hard time, giving
One
guys
word
hard
answers.
times.
Yeah.
And I guess it is what it is, to each
Yeah,
his own.
exactly. You're exactly right. It is what it is.
They have the right to be who they want to be. It is what it is.
No doubt.
We're opposite, and I guess that's why our energy is always connected, because we're kind of just people persons. We enjoy ourselves. We have fun. We're not uptight. And again, like I've said in the beginning of the show, I would have never thought you had the career that you've had meeting you, because it was just you just always came across as the most humble, just genuine, real person. And I would never forget that. The fact that I was able to contact you when I needed to contact you, and you never hesitated to reply or get back to me. And it was like, when I found out who you actually were and what you've done, like I'm like, that just blew me away. And to this day, like I said, it stays with me. And I hope one day I'm able to give that back to somebody and allow somebody else to feel that same exact way that you've made me feel. So
Well,
I have to
after the
thank
first
you
of
for
the year,
that.
you got to come down to our new building, and you got to hang out and do some air work. And I'm going to talk about this on the repeat. This re-airs, right? Because we're going to really,
Yeah, I'm having all.
yeah, we're going to, and come on down and join me on the air after the
I
first
would
of the year.
love, man. That'd be the
You know.
biggest honor, and I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you, man. I know you're on the road, so I don't want to keep you too long, but I do want to make sure we are clear about War of the Roses, January 3rd. It's is it 5 p.m.?
It's 5:40. It's 5:40 Monday through Friday, January 3rd. When we left, it was the single most listened to radio feature in New York in the past 4 decades.
Wow.
I'm talking feature, not show, but
not show.
8-minute feature. And now we're bringing the heat with stories that you're just not that are just mind blowing. We're going to take the whole situation to another level.
So how, as far as like, has the prep work for the new season coming up, and now, is have you guys have any changes compared to when you were airing before COVID? Have you guys like said, okay, we're gonna stick to doing this, and this, but we can't do this anymore?
We don't know yet. I mean, we do have new management at the radio station, and we'll know how far we can take something like this on a day-by-day situation type thing. I mean, I could get the walk-in from general manager, says, look, man, that was too crazy. You can't be, this and that and that and this. And they pay me. I certainly understand. But yeah, we're going to try to stretch the boundaries as far as we can with relationships and all things relationships.
So I'll be watching for sure, brother. And again, let me just say thank you so much, brother. Like, I've been wanting you to be on the show, and you told me you would come on as soon as you get this War of the Roses on the road, and like always, you stuck to your word with me. That means so much, you know. Like I said,
Thank you.
I'm,
Well, I
I'm
told you I don't do podcasts or anything because I get in trouble and the things I say but it is something very cool about you, Dom. Very, very cool about you, man. And thank you so much.
Thank you. That means more than you know, brother. And I wish nothing but success. And like I said, I want you and Marina to just continue enjoying life the way you guys do. I'm inspired every time I watch you guys. And like I said, I'm here to support you in anything you do, and my doors are always open.
Okay, well, let's talk about that link on the repeat. We're going to pound the heck out of it. And don't forget, everyone, War of the Roses, January 3rd, 5:40 p.m. It's a complete insanity lift-off. So thank you so much.
January 3rd, and I'll be blasting it here until January 3rd for sure. So we'll be getting it going. Hollywood, get to your destination safe, brother. Enjoy the holidays if I don't get to speak to you before the New Year's.
All right.
And we'll definitely speak soon, brother.
Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, everyone, and everyone have an incredible, phenomenal, lovely New Year. Let's do it.
Let's do it, brother.
Okay, bye, Dom.
Yeah, later, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, there you had it, Mr. Hollywood Hamilton. And you know, I hope you guys kind of understand where I was coming from when I spoke so highly of him. You know, there aren't many people in my life that kind of affects me in a certain way. And you know, there's just something about humbleness and genuine people that I love. And he's one of those guys. And just a great guy, great guy. And I just want to thank you all, people. You know, we kind of rushed through things a little bit, but you know, he's on the road, he's doing some stuff. So, you know, I got to try to be able to help out guests when they come on. And I'm feeling a little under the weather. So if I sound a little crazy, I have a little cold coming on or something. So, you know, I was just trying to get through the night. But I definitely want to say thank you guys so much. I appreciate you all. You know, we're going to continue to rock. We're going to continue to roll. We're going to do it like There Goes the Neighborhood does it. You know, yeah. We don't stop. And we're going to get it rocking and rolling. Once again, before we go, I am going to play that Love So Crazy song by my guy, G.A., and we'll rock out with that. How about that? I think that sounds pretty good. Hope you guys agree with me. So let's do that. And with that, I'm gonna say thank you guys again. Next week, we're back. We're getting crazy with it again. Hollywood Hamilton, thank you, my brother. I appreciate it. And here we go to yeah. GA, Love So Crazy. Let's go.
Another talented production.
Love so crazy.
This is the remix.